Black to Campbell. Campbell on the outside and try time to the skipper. Tyler Campbell. Cut pass out to Stoward. Right foot, left foot, try. Reed Stoward in full flight. Inside to Campbell. Tyler Campbell.
Media Vintage Sports Network presents Play-by-Play Podcast with Jordan Hughes.
Alrighty, welcome in Play-by-Play Podcast with you once again. Big show coming your way from three boys that watch zero rugby on the weekend, but we're going to do our best to break it all down for you. Jordan is with you alongside Tyler Campbell and Jordan Lanack. Hey boys.
Hello, Geordie.
Seen me a lot this weekend?
I have.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
No. Yeah, obviously not much rugby watch. Had our own game, culture night, bit of kava, a few beers. And
Yep.
that ended up being a pretty big one and then rolled into your 40th the next day.
Take 10
There's a lot of culture.
at mine.
Yeah, just in the weekend in general.
It was, wasn't it?
It was a good weekend.
Good. I would say one of the best. That was a good one for the
Yeah.
boys.
Up there.
I wasn't Nobby's way too often. Both nights. What are we doing?
I love that place.
Yeah.
It's like my crux.
Yeah.
I may just stay clear for
For a bit?
just 1 week.
Oh, yeah,
Might not
well-
go this weekend, then the PTSD will fall off.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, week off this week for sure.
Yeah, the head noise must be loud for you. All right, boy, let's talk about a bit of footy. Tipping front, we all went 4 from 10.
Yeah.
Tough one in the end for us. Anyway, let's roll into it. Let's quickly roll through some round 11, boys, I think. Super Rugby Pacific, it's flying. The Blues 40-19. Curtly Beale returned, scored a cracking try. And Harry Potter continues to steal the show. But the Blues, boys, they're 7th now. They're coming.
I said they're going to make the 6th.
You did say.
Even with the loss to the Reds, I still think they've got too much talent to not make it. And I think teams that were doing well early, such as the Force, have started to drop off. Waratahs are another one. And I just think the Blues are, I guess they're going to be sliding their way in. And I watched bits of this game because it was Friday night.
Yep.
So I think I watched the first half, actually, so I did watch some footy. Their forward pack stood up. They look like the Blues of last year. And, I think if they keep that form going forward, they'll get into that 6 and it becomes a pretty interesting first-round matchup if the... who is it? The Reds, even if they're 3?
Yeah, I think so. 3v6, yeah.
Yeah, 3v6. That
Who wants
becomes
to play
a tough
the
game.
Blues, man?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if they find form.
Yeah.
They haven't been in form, but if they start to get things right, then they're going to be a scary team to play.
Carlo Tizzano, again, scored a try.
Yeah.
Beast, man.
One disallowed as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
Doing really well.
Yeah, we asked the questions.
Strong.
Here's one for you. Curtly Beale. Does he play for the Wallabies ever again?
Nah.
No, he's no.
Too old.
Done.
Harry Potter
Yeah.
is my starting Wallabies winger at the moment.
There's a take. Okay.
Like, he has been fucking unreal. He's been sensational. And he, even in a losing outfit on the weekend, like, he played his skin out. I know he bombed a try early on after he made that break, but he's just everywhere. I mean, he's quick. He gets over the gain line because he's quite a big body, and I think he'll be pushing for a starting spot in that Wallabies Wallabies squad. Especially, he came back into last year on the tour,
He played. Didn't he play 1 or 2 games?
1 or 2 games,
Yeah.
and he came off the bench. But with Jorgo out and sort of a few players not in form, I think he might put his hand up to get the nod come the Lions series.
On that, Wallaby wingers, Marika Korobiti, is he around still? Is he in the conversation anymore?
I don't think he even wants to. I think
yeah.
he's retired, but he just done it silently.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Joe, I go to you. The Reds 33, the Drua 36. Reds, how'd they lose this?
Fuck, it was in Fiji.
But they're winning by 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel... We said this last week when we were just trying to figure out who our tips were, and I said it's really hard to tip against the Drua, and I did it anyway.
Yeah. Nice. We all did.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I think Fiji is just a different beast. And regardless of how that game's going, like, they're not a team that you can slack off for even 90 seconds because they'll come back and make you pay.
That line out, you see that? I think we discussed it on the weekend. They blew that. I went to the back too. I don't know the one line out guy at all, but it just seemed like overcomplicated.
Yeah.
It's a lot to ask a young hooker at that point of the game that's come on off the bench
Debut?
to make that throw. Was it his debut?
Okay, it might
I
have
feel
been.
like he might have played 1.
Okay. Right.
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's a big ask to ask him to make that throw in a crunch time moment. So bit of pressure on him, but at the end of the day, you get your moment, you got to take it, and they did it, and Fiji did, and Geordie just said it, Fiji at home, but I also think maybe the Reds are going to be a bit of a self-reflection mode because they've actually lost 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, and it's a tough run home too. From
No,
here.
was it 4 of their last 5? No, 3 of their last 4.
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Something like that. I know they lost to the Chiefs, then they lost to the
Chiefs they beat the Blues to break the 3 games.
Yeah,
streak.
lost to Brumbies. But yeah, 3 of their last 4 they've gone down, and they have been relatively tight games, and they just haven't been able to close them out. So becomes interesting to see how that looks for them moving forward, whether a couple of changes are in the mix or what they can do to close out games. Like, they're still in the 6, but you got to start beating some of these, I guess, winning these harder games if you want to be a genuine contender.
Top 3 home final
Well,
for
top
that first
4.
round?
Top-
Top 4?
No.
If it's
Are you sure?
6,
Well, how's that work?
No.
because top 2 go 3 and then the bottom 4 play off. You can't have a series with five teams.
I thought it was top
Top
3
6.
get home finals and they play against the other 3.
No, was that how they can?
I thought it was doing that. And then they get top 2 get second chance?
I thought
Yeah.
top 2. Oh, okay.
That's my RC, I don't know, but yeah. I thought it was
That
top,
sounds right.
but
I
anyway,
also don't know.
my point is pushing now for Red's home final, the
Yeah.
way they're going.
Well, even then, they're pulling boys out of club footy to cover spots that you really don't. We want to be pulling boys out of club footy to cover.
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
So-
really trying to work this out because of the top 2.
So 1 plays 6, 2 plays 5, 3 plays 4?
I thought
yeah,
one
but
and
then
2
3
had a
teams
week.
win and go through.
But top 2 get second chance.
But then there's 5 teams if the top 2 lose.
So they get a bye. Not sure.
That's something. I think 1 and 2 get a bye.
Yeah.
3 plays 6, 4 plays 5.
Yeah.
The winners of that play 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think that seems more logical.
I like it. So
But
who gets home finals then? Top 3.
I don't fucking
No,
know.
Geordie, this is so easy to comprehend. 3 and 4 get a home final.
Yes.
They play 5 and 6.
Okay.
The winners of that go and play 1 and 2 at home.
Yeah, right. Okay, so the 1 and 2 get the week off.
Yeah, they're the week off, then the home game.
Oh, I'm with you. Are you sure?
Well, that seems more
No,
logistical.
because then what's the benefit of coming 1 and 2? You get that week off. Would
Get
you
a
rather
week
play
off.
and get a second chance?
Yeah, but how do you do that with 6?
Or if you come 1 or 2, it doesn't really matter. You just play again. I don't know.
We got a lot of positive views on the weekend from this podcast, and it's going to ruin all of it, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering because I'm thinking like we could Google
Can
it, but I'm too
can
lazy.
you Google it for me? Okay, I want to circle back to it. I'll go stay with you. The Hurricanes 35, the Chiefs 17. Mate, your man slipped off a little bit. The Canes turned up.
Slipping off. Top of the table, mate.
Okay, we
You
lost.
like to run us down, but
Are they top? Isn't Crusaders?
no, we're still top. We've got a bit of for and against.
Okay. The Hurricanes played well.
Hurricanes second half.
Yeah.
So obviously first half Chiefs are up, and the Chiefs' point of difference this year has been how well they've played in the second half of games.
Yeah.
And I think the Canes, I don't know if they knew that, but the impact they had off the bench, guys like Balin Sullivan,
4?
really stood up.
4 tries?
Yeah, and I think in the second half they just
He was right.
Can you break it down for me?
Yeah, so 1 plays 6, 2 plays 5.
No, I was never
3
disagreeing. I was
plays
having a
4,
discussion.
and the highest ranks get the home ground advantage.
But the 1 and 2 get week off in week 1. Is that what you're telling me?
No,
who do they play?
the bottom.
See?
So three teams go through, but how do they get
That's
a
not what he said then.
how do they get a life?
I don't know.
So being 2 means nothing.
Yeah.
So being
No,
1
this
is
doesn't
actually
make
key.
sense. This is ChatGPT, by the way, so who knows?
Okay.
I'm also taking it as per because it actually says top 8 teams qualify, and I don't. That's not right.
No, it's
Yeah.
not got changed.
Yeah. Thank you, chat.
This is good podcasting right here. Also, Ruben Love, is he a genuine possible future AB10 one day now? The way he's playing there, or what's the go? Is that their plan?
Maybe.
Like, yeah.
I don't know, because it'd be interesting if he plays 10 when Harry Godfrey comes back. So,
I think purely form. If he had another season like this,
Yeah.
you'd have to be pushing.
Because, like, after Bowden, Richie, and then Mackenzie, there's no other. What's the young gap after that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Love coming through. So,
here we go. I've got it.
Here we go,
Sorry,
TC.
top podcasting.
yeah, break it down.
All 6 do play.
So you're
But 1 plays 6, 2 play 5, 3 play 4. So 3 teams go through. So second means nothing.
okay.
So if you're first and you lose, that's the only time you get a life. It's the highest ranked team.
Right.
Of highest ranked loser goes through. So if 1 and 2 are both
Oh.
to lose,
Yeah.
2's out.
Hectic.
Yeah, so it means pretty much being in the top. You have to be 1 or it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. So you just abused us for no reason because you weren't right either.
No. But it's still the stupidest setup I've seen.
That's a hand up
I
moment.
thought we were getting this better with the top 6 too. And it's
Well, it just seems stupid that if you get 1 or 2, maybe your reward's a week off, you get to prep. You come in
Yeah, I
fresh to a semi-final, which is how most competitions work.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do it in the NRL when they go down to 6 teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting.
That's good. All right, the Brumbies 40, the Waratahs 17. Another second half blitz from the Brums.
The washing machines
Yep. Stay in it.
stay in it.
They do. They just, yeah. Class,
Brumbies
man.
just been good. Like, to me, they're still the best team in Oz.
Yeah.
And I think because the Reds improved or the Tars improved, we forget how good the Brumbies have been the last 10 years. They've easily been the best team in Aussie rugby. And just because they didn't get an influx of players everyone sort of wrote them off, but their continuity and their sort of ability to bring new players in and get them up to scratch with their system has just been unreal. And, they haven't won one yet. Well, sorry, they didn't even win the Super Rugby AU. No. They haven't won one properly yet, but, they've managed to stay in the fight every year and sort of keep themselves in as competitive. Well, they beat the Canes last week. They beat New Zealand teams.
No, they didn't beat the Canes.
They not beat the Canes.
No, they lost.
Sorry, that's right.
Yeah,
they lost.
They bounced back. Yeah.
Beat the Blue. But they're the only team that consistently can get a game from an NZ side.
Yeah.
Reds have started to do it this year, but it hasn't been a consistent thing. So it's good to see the Brumbies the cream rises to the crop.
I think as well, like with them, like not having as strong as a club competition underneath them, like it says a lot about their setup as well. Like the Reds have got QPR, which everyone who's not playing, they send back and they're getting good games. Same as the Waratahs and the Shoot Shield. Whereas those Brumby boys, I'm assuming a lot of them go play Shoot Shield anyway.
Yeah.
But even...
Well, there you go. Actually, they've got to play John Dent. Cup.
They've got to play John Dent. So even the QPR boys that go down are forced to play in their local comp.
Which is good.
Which it strengthens up their local comp. But so guys like Coyotes and that are playing in it at the moment.
But I think that is a testament to their like the Brumbies setup as well. Like not having that strong... Sorry. Like it's still a strong comp, but not as strong traditionally as Shoot Shield and QPR to have those boys getting minutes in. Like even when they do come back up for boys that have been out for a couple of weeks or maybe those younger fellas coming up, like they don't look all that out of place. So I think it's a testament to the way they train and the way they prepare those boys, as Tyler just said.
Did you see Suolii's try off the fullback? He came in on like a hard line.
He's a midfielder.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's a midfielder.
Yeah, you're 13.
Yeah, you've been on that chat for weeks.
I just think that's his best spot.
But they're not putting him there.
Yeah, the Tars aren't.
Yeah. But
you want your best players on the field.
Yeah.
When it comes Wallabies time.
And Tommy Wright's my 15.
And Tommy Wright's the 15. Mm-hmm. So I think they've got to give him more time. He's the best, one of the best defensive 13s when he's there. Like you've seen his cover tackles, you see the way he defends. He runs hard lines, he's a big body, and he's got that outside break with the palm. I just think he's at fullback because that's what the Tars need, and he's good under the high ball. Yep. But I just still think there's a strong case for him to be 13 for the Wallabies.
And then
especially because I don't think there's that much strong depth in the midfield at the moment.
Well, then the question goes Hunter and Lenny and where they fit into it.
But now you've got depth in the midfield.
Yeah.
True. And if Tom Wright goes down, you can move Suoli'i back there.
Yeah, cover.
But I just think they need, like after Samu Karevi, they haven't had a stable 12. Like last year, Hunter missed quite a lot of footy. Ham Stewart got a crack.
Yeah. And
they kind of settled on Leonard Cattell and Suoli'i at the back end of the year. And that was going well, but now he's going to have a whole super season where he didn't even get to play much at 13.
Well, you pick your 12 right now, then who is it?
Leonard Cattell.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I don't think anyone else has put their hand up in that 12 jersey. I think Hunter been a lot quieter than he was last year.
He's been in and out too, injuries and suspensions.
He just hasn't had enough game time, I think, like consistently to put his hand up there. And I don't. The same goes for what's the Brumbies 12, Davey. So Davey's also missed quite a bit of time as well. There's just been no consistency at 12 for most teams. Theo Tompkinson, I don't think he's Aussie eligible. Plays for the Force.
Yeah.
Who else
He's good.
There? I don't even know who the Tars 12 is. It's Joey Walton?
Joey Walton.
No, what's the other one? He come back from his neck. For Kitty. Valakai for Kitty. Yeah. He's the one that could push his way in there as well, but obviously he's one that's come off an injury. So
there we go. And the final game, Geordie, on a Sunday afternoon, Highlanders 29-1 on the buzzer, 34. Charge down. Do you boys see this?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, hectic.
Like that, I forget his name, but the reserve halfback hustled to get off the line, charged down, and then picked it up pretty much in full flight. Like, that's the type of players that a team like Moana specifically need and will thrive on.
And they're 6.
Love to see our halfback at Bond do that.
That's crazy. Can Moana at the finals, boys? Do you think they can sneak in there?
I think they
might
can sneak in, yeah.
Bro, what a story.
I think it's going to come down to them and the Tars. Them Tars and Blues will fight for those bottom spot. I think the Force have dropped off.
Yeah.
But could find some form late.
Yeah, there we go. Round 12 recap for you. Now, I was going to go before we move to our picks and preview a couple of news things. It was just me and Geordie last week. It was Les Kiss announcement. I was going to get your take quickly. What do you think?
I think it's a great step forward.
Yeah.
It's about time they picked an Aussie coach. Like an Aussie, he wasn't obviously developed in Australia, but he's an Aussie at heart. He's a Queensland man. We've seen obviously has his origin league and whatnot. And I just think having someone who has a lot more pride in the jersey is going to help. And I do like that he is going to learn under Joe Smith. What I don't like is that he's still going to be doing the Reds next year.
You don't like that?
No, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, right, because a lot of people like this, because then we get extra Joe for an extra year.
No, we don't.
We get him till July next year. Originally, he was leaving after TRC this year.
Yeah, no, he's not. But he's not coaching next year.
And he's
Les
coached
Kiss is going from Reds into Wallabies.
in July. He's still got the June series.
So he's just going to do that?
I think so, yeah. Well, and when's TRC start?
I thought it was pushed out.
I just know Joe's finished up in July. Whatever we have footy before that, he's doing it. So he's doing
I thought
spring
it was
tour
July
this year.
series. It was a June test.
No, it's June, July. Anyway,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's contracted
Right,
till
okay.
Kiss finishes up with the
so
Reds.
the extra minutes is the spring tour this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see why you wouldn't why you do a half season and why would he do the July series and then not do the rugby championship?
Yeah, you're right. I guess post Super.
Post Super Les, but that's my issue with it.
Mm.
And what it's going to create is obviously there's going to be a bit of fan, I guess, controversy around. Is there going to be bias towards selecting Reds players? Is he not going to select Reds players because he doesn't want to be biased?
Yeah.
I know it's worked before with Ewan McGregor and Checker, but it can obviously backfire a lot too.
Ewan McKenzie.
Ewan McKenzie, is that his name?
Ewan McGregor.
Sorry.
But you're right. Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, mate.
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
That's my only
Yeah.
problem with it. I think by the looks of it, he's a great
But it
coach,
sounds like we didn't have a choice because QRU wouldn't release him any earlier.
which is pisses me off a little bit because New Zealand rugby will jump at the thing to help promote the All Blacks.
Yeah.
Right? The French rugby would do this. Most teams would, they want to help their national team be better. And for Reds not to release them, it sort of seems like it's a bit of okay, we only care about us, we don't care about our national team. That's what it looks like outside looking in.
Obviously, they're a business as well. They're going to lose out a lot of money by him doing that.
Even they don't have to pay him. They can go find a new coach.
But now they've got time to do that, though. Like, he was
That's what
finishing
we
up.
were saying last week.
Yeah. They've got another year now to get things in place. And we're just lucky that Joe's nice and we go, I'll hang around longer.
Yeah.
Imagine if he wasn't, because I got to go.
Mate, they sacked Brad Thorne and picked a coach in 3 months.
Yeah, true. Which was him?
Yeah.
Was it Les? Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
They sacked Dave Rennie. and
I'm not
put
saying it's
Eddie
not
Jones in
doable. I
within
just think
a
it's
month.
a bit more a map for them. But
Yeah, unless they've got someone they know they're waiting for because they're prepared for it, that would make sense.
yeah,
But
any
to
early
me,
mail, mate? This is your.
No, I haven't heard anything.
Nothing?
To me, your priority as a nation obviously is your Wallaby team,
Yeah.
and you work your way down. And if you got a chance to, it's like Bond. If Hino's doing us and he got a chance to coach the Reds, he had another year on his Bond contract. You wouldn't expect us to not let him go.
Yeah.
Because you're promoting people to be better.
The
You
pathway.
You want your pathway for them to go to higher honours. And to me, that just means they're kind of blocking that progression for him. He's got it, but I just feel like they
I think
should
there
let
would
him
have been a
go.
lot of hurdles to get here.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, just want to get your take on it. Jordan, some other breaking news. Super Rugby Expansion, the United States of
Yeah, I
America
saw
on the
that.
cards. Is this viable at all?
I think logistically, no. Especially if it's just one or two teams that they're it's a long way to travel for from Aussies
Yeah.
to get that's if you go on West Coast, that's still nearly 15-hour flight.
16 hour,
Yeah, if you go on East Coast, that's
15.
Well, they're saying obviously West Coast to start, but yeah, you're right.
But
Bloody
still though, if you've got one team, let's say two for the sake of the argument. Even if you've got two teams, you're expecting teams to take off every fortnight to go and spend 2 weeks over there. They come back to then get back into a regular season. That's 2 days of travel coming
You
back.
must do to lift your squads too. More
Yeah, you'd
players
have
in the
to.
squad to allow
You'd
for
have
this
to.
sort of stuff.
Because even if the game is working, to expect those players to come back, unless they set up something like if the team coming back then gets the bye week, so they have that week to recover. Say if you fly out on a Sunday afternoon at, I don't know, out of San Fran or whatever, because of the time difference alone, you're not getting back till Tuesday morning.
They'd have to have a bye. Or
You're then expecting teams to turn around in 3 days, maybe 4, to then get back into regular programming.
And didn't we just do this? Didn't the whole when South Africa left because there was too much travel and the
Yeah.
time zones and shit? I don't know, Tyler.
I just don't think it works logistically, time wise and money wise.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough money
It's a
in
lot of
American
money.
rugby to buy in unless they get a good investor.
It's a World Rugby obviously, but the angle is here the 2031 World Cup. That's their
Yeah.
vision.
I understand it. Obviously the growth of the game, it would be good for that, but logistically, I just don't see how it works. We struggled to work it out with the Sunwolves, even though that was
Yeah.
a big rugby market as it was. That team never really kicked off.
No.
There was never really any progression, and they kind of just floated around and flaked out. We also had it with Argentina,
Yeah.
Jaguares.
Yeah.
They came in for a bit, flaked out.
Yeah, shouldn't that be if we're going to get bigger, shouldn't we be going find
I'd be
solutions for
going
that
to
again?
find First Nation.
Or more
First-
Pacific. Look at this, look at the Drua, Samoa and stuff.
Yeah.
If we could find a way to add teams in and conference it, then it could be a bit better. So there's not as much travel.
Yeah, yeah.
So you think we add in Jaguares again. We add in the Sunwolves. We add in 2 American teams, and then we can put the Force and them on one side, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Like NFL style.
NFL
Yeah.
style. You play everyone on your fee, and you might fly over and do a 3-week trip, and then get a bye at the end of it.
So maybe that is their plan. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, something like that could work, but I just don't see how it works if there's one American team. Someone who's flown to the States recently, if we went to obviously the other coast, the far coast, the East Coast, but it still was it's a lot of travel, and it takes you a couple of days to get your body right.
Yeah.
So you need, big turnarounds.
And even then, like the first couple of years of that franchise being set up, like realistically, they'll be pretty rubbish.
Well, there was chat about Hawaii. You hear that chat? And then LA is obviously one of them. World Rugby invests in the Carolina teams. They pretty much own that. So does that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It'd have to be a big market.
Yeah.
Like in LA or...
You're right. Yeah, LA seems...
we have
you
a massive
can't have
backing
it in
outside of just
frickin-
World Rugby.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I can't see it being in Louisiana. Like, you know what I mean? It has to be a big market
Yeah,
over there
true.
where... And they've got to look at the MLR, which is what's actually getting the most fans to games.
Yeah.
It could be Utah.
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah,
could be
true.
San Diego. I think actually probably one of the most popular.
Plus, as well, like if we're bringing in a Super Rugby team to then compete against MLR teams, how's that going to reflect on the MLR? Does that look like World Rugby's then stepping on their toes and going, oh, actually, we just want to stack one team to then play?
Well, you imagine a lot of international...
You know?
Yeah.
The talk was though that it was going to be an American-based side. Like it wasn't going to be
But they have
foreign
that
players.
now in the South.
True, because that, I guess that defeats the whole purpose.
They
of doing
have that team. The
Yeah, but
American
that's
Raptors,
what I mean.
based out of Colorado.
That's what they're going to use, but they might relocate them. So it has to be pretty much all American-born players. You might be allowed
Yeah.
3 internationals,
Yeah.
same as Super Rugby and stuff is here. So that way they're getting
But
exposure.
then isn't there a big gap in level there as well?
Yeah.
Then they get spanked.
If it's
Yeah.
the USA national team, is there much? Like I know they
Yeah.
get spanked, but I think they lost to fucking Canada on the weekend. Yeah, there might be a bit of a gap there, but that's how they get better. When Fiji and Moana first come in, the gap was big, and they've actually closed that.
Yeah.
True.
So
yeah.
it could be a chance for them to grow because I don't think they're getting the growth in the MLR that they expected. But if they start competing with other nations, it might, how
And do you-
patriotic they are over there.
And do you think Super Rugby people are looking at the LRA and what America can do for us as well, like your ESPNs and their market to try and grow rugby?
If we get into ESPN,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Like, because that would happen, you think, because they take MLR, but
I think the average person's probably not, but the big dogs,
Yeah.
they're definitely looking at. They'd have to be recognising that.
yeah. And for guys that like America, like I reckon, it's exciting, it's cool, but this is whether it's actually doable.
I'm not flying to America to watch rugby though.
Yeah, I'll go for some comms.
I'd go for other things, but yeah.
Anyway,
Can we base them in Vegas or something?
Yes,
Do
somewhere fun.
A Vegas round every other round for rugby.
Super round in Vegas. Hey,
Nah, too many of the
early
Blues
chat.
get stuck.
Yeah,
Nah, then we just look like we're scapegoating and copying the NRL.
true. We'll find our own thing. Anyway, I just want to get your take on that, boys. European Challenge Champions Cup. Bordeaux beat Toulouse, the
Yeah.
champions.
Unreal game.
crazy.
Some of the
It was such
tries
a
in
good
that game.
game.
Yeah,
It's a little
35-18.
French winger,
Yeah.
Billy Berry, was it?
Yeah, did you see that try?
Fuck
Yeah.
And was it who's through the flick pass? Was it Pete Samu?
I think so. Yeah, Pete Summers.
It was Pete Samu. It was unreal. Like obviously, the way he in and out of that winger on a dummy. Oh, that was
He
unreal.
still got it, eh?
Stop, dummy, took it out, and then gave to Samu through the flick. It was.
And it's kind of good to see Toulouse knocked out. Like they're always there the last
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Well, what have they won the last 3?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, I saw a thing today
No
of
Dupont.
Huh?
yeah,
No
the
Dupont.
Dupont effect.
Yeah, there you go.
I saw a thing today of it was the Leinster run sheet for the last 7 years, and it was like quarter knockout,
I was just going
semi.
to get
Like,
to that, yeah.
yeah, like
So they've lost, obviously, to Northampton, 37-34. They've been knocked out of the Final Four the last 5 or 6 in a row.
yeah, like for arguably the biggest powerhouse in rugby, like club rugby in the world, they do not.
That's soul-destroying, man.
Yeah, like that would be devastating.
And so on that, Northampton, I didn't realise they were that level. Did you know much? I haven't followed
Yeah,
this too much.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Like
do.
they do pretty well in
Yeah.
the premiership, but I think they are one of those teams that when they get put to the occasion, they rise to it, and they got a lot of big names that want to do well on that stage as well.
Yeah. No, it was good. Any final thoughts on that? Can't watch it, but we see highlights on YouTube. Aussie 20s, the TRC for under 20s on at the moment over in South Africa. It was here last year, over there. 29 all, New Zealand Aussie.
Yeah,
And
That's
then
kick
I
to
think
win.
South Africa and New
I
Zealand
kicked the
played.
draw, sorry.
That's playing tonight, actually. New Zealand
Yes,
playing
it was tonight. It was the Sevens they played.
on
Sorry.
the 20s for, yes, they play later tonight. New Zealand and Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, Argentina.
How shit's the promotion been?
Well, that's not up to us, it's up to
I know, but in general,
for this comp.
for this comp.
Yeah.
Like I knew the team got selected, but I have not seen that much
Yeah.
on rugby.com.au, any of those
Really? Yeah,
sites.
right.
Like And I get a lot of the articles.
They
pop
would have been.
up.
They would have been covering it, but maybe not.
They've
enough.
been covering it, but I think compared to previously,
I
like
just
there's
feel like
no,
it's not being promoted.
there's no, not even like a, like you know when team, like obviously our 20s and stuff go overseas. There's normally like a bit of a behind the scenes.
Remember
camera
this isn't the World Cup.
Yeah, but
that's sort of
still.
come. But yeah,
But even when they used to have like, where they had
Down at Bond.
Oceania and stuff here,
but that's what this comp's replaced. That.
yeah, like that
And it's
was
meant to be a bigger comp.
that was everywhere over social media.
Yeah, facts.
Compared to this,
Do you remember last year? Did you get
Oh.
around that at Sunny Coast at all? It was,
yeah,
You,
up at
Yeah,
the stadium
pouring with rain.
yeah, I got fucking drenched.
I just come to watch you get wet in a
Where was
suit,
it?
mate.
It was tough. It was tough.
yeah.
But that's what I knew it was on.
Yeah.
Granted, for honesty, I'm probably not getting up tonight to watch it because I've got work tomorrow.
Stan's taking it, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's in South Africa, obviously. But I just feel there hadn't been any promotion of it.
Yeah.
So the other day I went on Stan, I didn't realise the Aussie 20s were playing the Japan 23s.
Yeah.
I
It
had
was
no
just-
idea about that either.
It was just on the stand.
oh,
and
yeah.
I like clicked on it and went, oh, it's like Randwick played them as well.
That was on a side note. That was sick. Randwick versus Japan. They played.
That's what I mean, though. But no one really.
Unless you're like live and breathe like we do. But yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like when we do a lot of rugby, and most of my freaking algorithm on Facebook's rugby, and I had no idea these games had kicked off.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like there hadn't been much promotion on it at all.
There you go. LI Sevens, you beat me to it. Your Kiwis, mate, champs again.
The women's,
Yeah.
yep,
31-7, destroyed
just
Australia.
being dominant.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like Aussie's got close to them this
No,
year.
no way, man.
Georgia Miller's found her own. Like she's obviously there's a lot of talk about how dominant Maddie was as World Rugby Player of the Year, but Maddie obviously went out injured and probably didn't help. But New Zealand's just.
I reckon
she
Georgia will
stepped
win
up.
that next week. I
She
reckon
won
she'll
it.
win. The Player of the Year.
They announced it already on the field.
The year player of the year. Maddie went to the big dinner and stuff.
No, they announced it on the field
Oh.
yesterday
Really?
because I had the same
Oh,
argument
it
with
seems
my
very
mother.
anticlimactic.
Oh, true. I thought they do the big song and dance.
Yeah, I normally they do. I thought the dinner's at the end of the year.
Oh, when everyone's
'Cause it's
done.
the World Rugby.
Right,
So
you're-
I was like, going, no, they do, but apparently they must have taken sevens away from it this year. 'Cause it was in November last year.
I'm sure she.
Yeah, wasn't it in Monaco
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they get
Yeah.
flown out and they get a
That'd be
plus one
so
and
good.
everything.
Yeah, I remember Mads went. Yeah. Anyway, who won the men's? I don't even know.
Last year, won the sevens.
Yeah, the series.
South Africa,
The
No.
whole,
Argentina.
the whole thing.
No, because remember they play like a final round now.
Yeah.
Oh, so the men isn't
So
decided
they
yet.
go. No, they're done.
No.
Who won? I don't fucking know.
Well, South Africa, right?
South Africa.
So how it works now is it's not like you get your points.
me just
You get
check
ranked
that.
going into the final tournament, and that's like the World Cup.
Yeah,
And if you win that tournament, you win the comp.
that's right.
So someone already won the circuit. I don't know who won the circuit,
Well, that's what. Yes,
but
I'm
that
checking
was
it
like
now.
that's why I didn't check it. I
I feel like it was South Africa.
I feel like it was South
I'm
Africa.
sure I saw it was South Africa and New Zealand. Was it Argentina?
Yeah, South Africa.
Yeah.
Dude,
South
which is
Africa.
crazy. They went on. They got relegated a few years ago, like that post.
It's weird because they obviously stopped investing in their sevens
Yeah.
program, and which surprised me because they had some very good players come out of the sevens. Like you think of
Do you remember Cecil Africa?
Cecil
he's
Cheslin when he played sevens.
Yeah.
Peter Steph Detroit.
Yeah.
Like they were unreal.
Quagga
back then.
Smith?
Quagga
Yeah.
Smith. Like they had a very good run of sevens players. So I was thinking Quagga Smith, not Steph Detroit.
So I think he
I
played.
think he played
as
too.
well,
But yeah, like was it Cecil Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the man.
Like they had so many good players come through that seven setup, and they just sort of died off after COVID and
Yeah.
didn't invest in it for a bit, and now they look like they've come back. And I hate to say like they're I don't know if I've word this. They're little black men are some scary sevens players.
Yeah.
They're very good.
freaks.
Like I know when we went to Dubai and they had the samurai and they had a couple of their squad drop down, like their footwork and how strong they are for little guys is unreal. And that's probably why they've been dominant on the seven circuit for a while when they're actually all playing. So.
There we go. Going around the grounds there on plenty of rugby across the globe. Round 13 picks and preview, boys. Just 4 games to get through this weekend. Starts Friday night over in Fiji. A Friday night clash in Fiji. $2.80 the Drua, the Blues $1.40 the Lions 6.5 boys. Obviously, bear in mind we have no team list currently, but we'll do our best. This is an interesting one.
Yeah. I think before the picks, I think this is going to be a good test for. Remember what we were saying a few weeks ago when we were talking about Fiji wanting to do like a Pacifica round or something, and
Yeah.
they needed lights to play night games. I feel like this could be a good test of where they're at
See that.
currently.
Yeah, good chat.
Okay. Last time they did a night game in Fiji,
Yeah, not good, eh?
it was not good.
Yeah. Well, the
So,
lights or the performance?
The lights.
Oh, I meant the game. They couldn't.
The game was also
played-
awful.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where my head's
Yeah.
at. So
Maybe they
I'm
couldn't
back
see.
in the Blues here because of that. Like they did not play well, and we decided that Fiji
We spoke about
was
it.
undefeated and Fiji only in daytime. But the actual lighting on the field, And having played at the stadium they play at, the lighting is not good on that
Which
field.
one is it? Is it
I think
Suva
it's-
or Couture?
It's the one just out of Suva. There's an ANZ.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, I know
it's
it's ANZ. I saw that.
I'll check for you.
What was the line?
Yeah,
again, sorry?
ANZ
6.5.
for the Blues.
Yeah. It takes their main effect out of the game, the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go back Blues.
Yeah.
I'll go Blues and Blues to cover.
I'm going to join you.
Yeah.
I think they found their mojo last week and they got confidence coming into this. And they'll go full strength because they have to.
Yeah, 100% now. All right, there we go. Blues too good in Fiji. We'll see how that pans out. This is obviously a grudge match and a very interesting one for both of these sides. The Tars, $2.45. The Reds, $1.50. The Lions, 5.5. This one is in Sydney at the Tars Fortress this year. They can't win away, but they can win at home, boys.
This is what makes this so fucking tough.
yeah, I know. And the Reds need to win this.
Who's the
desperately.
favourites?
Reds,
Reds.
Line.
5.5.
I would love to have seen a team list before doing this because I think that'll be the deciding factor. But for sake of the argument, I'm going to call it early now. I'm going to go Tars to get it done at home at their Fortress.
Yeah,
In
right.
quotations.
I'm just trying to think injury-wise, the Reds, did anyone else get injured again on the weekend? They give me or similar team from last week, you
Did
think?
any of the hookers get injured?
No,
I
I think Asiata's carving up still.
Yep. Fizzler's still out.
Lyon will come back into 10, you'd imagine. Because Harry McLaughlin started,
Yep. And I think that's to do with protecting Liner. They always do that against like Fiji and Moana.
Right.
I don't know if you've noticed that. And the Chiefs. They did that too.
That's our future Wally fly half, mate. That's not great, is it?
I reckon Reds win in a close one. I think they finally get over the hump of a close game. I'm going to go Reds and Tars to cover. And I'm thinking like 33-29.
Shootout.
Shootout.
Take the over, son. I like it. I'm gonna go Reds win. The number's only 5.5. I'll take them to win by a try.
Yeah, so they're going to cover.
Yeah. And so we've all split here.
Yeah, I'm going.
Rotas.
Yeah.
Bang bang.
Do we all go Blues?
Yes, sir.
I just didn't hear you. I just want to make sure
You
you're
love
writing
that,
it down.
don't you? Mate, don't be mad. Clemens getting there further ahead. All right, there we go. The Crusaders and the Chiefs, 1v2, $1.70 the Satyrs, 2.05 the Chiefs. The line is 1.5, Tyler. This should be an absolute doozy.
1.5 and the favourites, what, $1.75, did you say?
$1.70.
That's... I think
That's
that goes...
standard.
That goes...
But what's your argument? What do you say?
What is the point of
No,
that?
I'm just saying, like, I think that's going to... Like, that already is... I'm excited to watch that game. Out of all those games next weekend, I'm excited to watch that game. And I think those odds and that line...
Favours who? Who are you looking at? It's in Christchurch.
You can't change your answer.
Chiefs off a loss too.
Once I speak, you can't change your answer.
You know something.
No.
Got any intel?
No.
You've got something.
No.
Hey, come on.
What was the line?
1.5.
Chiefs.
Is D-Mac back?
yeah, Chiefs.
No, he's not guaranteed back.
He's back, mate. He's so back.
Nah, he's 50-50.
Okay.
So
that means
back.
he's in, yeah.
So-
No,
he's
but
back.
that would, if he's not, like, he could get named on Wednesday, but doesn't guarantee that he's going to play.
Okay.
So obviously he's coming back from the wrist injury.
Yeah.
But yeah, my understanding is that he's 50-50 for this week, and I think that's a massive inclusion.
Okay,
I
so
think
who's your pick then?
he was missed. The other problem I have here is going back to round 2. This is how good my memory is.
Yeah.
The Chiefs fucking flogged the Satyrs at home. Like, I don't know if you remember that second half. They ran in like 6 tries.
Yeah.
And I reckon the Crusaders will be hurting from that. I think this game, I don't know.
Just before you say it, remember Crusaders a new 10 this week? Kevin Oz out?
Are they going O'Connor?
I don't know. But remember there's that aspect as well.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay, is it Rayhana?
They might go Riv, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Tough one.
the Chiefs will be hurt. Like, there's so much going into this. I think this game's not even a shootout. I'm thinking like 20-17. Like, it's going to be close, but I've got to back my heart.
Yes.
As much as I
Back the
want
boys,
to
eh?
back the Satyrs. If I could,
Oh, what?
as much as I want to back the Satyrs,
Okay, yeah.
just because they're at home, I just think if D-Mac plays, the Chiefs get this done
Yeah.
after last week's loss. When was the last time they lost back-to-back?
That's what I'm thinking about.
And it'd be like if they do it, that's a massive statement as well.
It's 1 to 12 either way, we're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're taking the under. Low.
If I'm building
Yeah.
a multi, I'm doing either team by 10 or less.
Okay.
You know you can do that.
No, I didn't know. It's good.
Yeah, it's an option. I reckon a Sevu Reece, whoever starts at hooker for the Chiefs, I reckon the Chiefs get a more try.
Yeah. So, okay, you're on the Chiefs.
I'm on the
George?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Chiefs to win. Chiefs cover.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to be different. Go the home side. The Chiefs, Crusaders win. and cover, a point and a half, like that.
Yeah, fuck, I was like, what?
Yeah.
If they win by a point, it would be
Yeah.
fucking snowing.
Hey, it wouldn't surprise me at all, the way I'm going. All right, then our final game, we head out west. The Force, 2.45. The Brumbies, $1.50. 5.5. Another tough one. It's a tough road trip. The Force return home after their dreadful New Zealand tour. Any chance, Force?
Brumbies.
Brumbies
What's the
at
line?
5.5.
They're in the washing machine. Brumbies and Brumbies
Yeah.
to cover.
In a rout, you reckon? Do you reckon they dish them up here 13 plus
Yeah.
to play?
Yeah, I reckon they might.
I think Brumbies are
I
going
reckon Force could be
let
dead.
loose.
Stay in it. Have you seen that?
Stay
James
in it.
Slipper talks about how they've learnt, like, when they get into the washing machine and shit's not going right, just keep going
Stay in it.
and
Yeah.
stay in it. Like, stay in the washing machine and keep going, and obviously till the job's
That's
done.
good.
Don't fight
And
the world, fight
they've
the washing
shown
machine.
that.
I like that.
Like, watching them the last few weeks, when they get into that A zone or like that 22 zone, they just grind and grind and grind and get it done and come away with points. They did it really well against the Reds.
Yep.
Did it really well against the Tars last week, and I just don't think the Force have the firepower to
Too many
to match
injuries.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I join you. That's a great pitch.
especially in the pack.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Brumbies win, Brumbies cover. Ikitau for a try. There we go. That's round 13. Just the 4 games to get through. QPR Wrap boys and the Bond boys are on the board over the South
I'm the
Magpies.
problem.
Yeah, wait, we're the problem.
29-21.
Shout out to Cohen Herbert.
Yeah,
I'm the problem.
Yeah,
We all contributed nothing to the win, but the boys are on.
yeah.
It's good.
Oh, actually, I had a bit of I had some volume.
Oh, you-
Someone gave me a microphone.
True. You broke down some film for the boys.
I was on the bench
Yep.
talking, and I led the team song. That's my contributions, and I had 2 beers before I sat on the bench.
Excellent. Let's talk about it. Big win.
Yeah, I've got to shout out our forward pack. That was their best performance of the year, and they obviously had a lot of heat coming on them the last couple of weeks, a lot of pressure from the coaching staff to perform, and they've had some pretty rough nights,
Yep.
pretty rough Tuesdays with mauling and stuff like that. And to start that game with a sort of 20-metre rolling maul try, I think really gave our boys confidence to go throughout that game, and then they come away with another one, and we sort of get 3 in the first half. We get a beautiful ball from Kaya out to Paddy Barlow to score his 2.
Yeah.
So we were pretty efficient in that first half. Second half, we probably fell off a little bit, but, there was a point where South got that runaway and it was 24-21, and I went, fuck, no, I can't.
Yeah, I started.
Not like
I started
this.
clenching up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like this. But the boys, they dug deep, and we finally came away with one of those close ones. But new challenge this week.
Jordan on the back front. Our man Dion Samuela, he carved up.
Yeah, killing it. I think we all knew this was coming at some point. I think
Skinny
it's just,
Dion.
Yeah, it's just kind of been a matter of when.
We had to find our new man in the pink headgear.
Yeah.
Plays in Marine, and we found him. How
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Going good.
I just think, obviously he had a big off season.
Yeah.
He got himself back into shape, and we know the attributes that come with him through his OzTag. He's arguably the best OzTag player in Australia. So he's got the footwork, and it was on full display on the weekend. But one thing he also has is a very underrated right boot.
Yeah. Facts.
So he had a couple of big kicks in the game that were crucial in us winning the kicking battle and put us in the right parts of the field. If you watch that whole second half, we weren't coming away with points, but we spent majority of it in South's half. So if they wanted to score, they had to get down our end, and the boys' discipline also held through. So great performance from the lads.
On that too, obviously we saw the South boys out and about at Nobbies. That was pretty cool. The whole team was pretty much there. They went out and
Hands down, the best social team in the comp.
it was good.
In away games.
I met Cohen and Lockie Stewart, big fans of the pod. So
Yeah.
it was lovely.
Shout out to Joey Norton's dad.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that was on DJ,
Yeah,
and
looked after us,
he's
yeah.
good at. Obviously, he gives us the bands and gives us a bit of discount on the drinks and really
Nobby's
gets
Ark?
the boys down.
Bit of
Yeah,
plug. Yeah,
at
there we
the
go.
Ark.
Yeah.
So shout out to him and shout out to Joey too, because he sent me the message a few weeks ago and got that all teed up. But it's good to do those sort of things where you can mingle with another team, and obviously it's nice to do it at the clubhouse, but it's also great to do it in a sort of different setting away from it, and see the boys let loose a bit, battle each other on the field, take each other's head off, and then go and drink and
Yeah, I had a great time. The
Get
lads.
it done.
It was good fun. Other games, boys. Sunnybank 26-24 of the Eagles. I did this one. It was absolutely torrential. The Bank first win of the season as well.
Yeah, that's massive, I think.
Yeah.
Especially against North, like with what they've been doing to the rest of the comp. I think they're kind of slowed down a wee bit since what they were doing at the start of the comp, but nevertheless, like still a massive threat. So whether they've kind of gone in thinking that it was going to be an easy win and Sunnybank's done a number on them, or as you said, the weather might have been a massive part of it. But
They just grind them out.
yeah, I think it's really good from the Bank.
no comment on the North women this week.
He's looking sprayed again.
Not commenting on that ever again. It was all respect to last year. I just
I
want
know.
to know that.
Out of context, yeah.
Yeah, apologise, but also grow up.
That's fine, mate. Junior Lalawifi, by the way, he's Still got it, eh? He just keeps turning up.
Yeah.
The Ballymore kid, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
He's still going around.
Yeah. Also, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
There you go. Even better. East boys statement 47-7 against UQ. Obviously you played in the week before, but
Yeah.
Just forward pack dominance. Their pack is humming at the moment. They're well drilled. They're good at what they're doing. We probably got away with fronting up with them that game.
yeah.
They came away with it a penalty to sort of win it, but our forward pack did actually front up that game. And I think against UQ, we probably didn't get that sort of rub of the whistle at scrum time that sort of East got. And I think that was a big sort of aspect in the game. And East just, when they need to come away with the points, their rolling maul's fucking dominant.
Yeah.
Their scrum's dominant. They'll just grind you until they get the points done. And they're looking like a red hot favourite at the moment, them and Brothers.
Speaking of brothers, 24-21, the grand final rematch against the Bulldogs. Found a way to win again. Geordie, do you see much of this at all?
No.
Excellent. Do you see much of this?
Yeah, West ran out, was it 21-7? And
Yeah, they started well.
Brothers clawed their way back. And
Is that 3 or 4 on the slide now for the Doggies?
I think they're 1-5.
Yeah, 1-5.
Well, no,
They'll beat us.
1 win, 4 losses.
Yeah, hectic.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're 1 win, 3 losses, and they played 1 extra game.
This comp this year is confusing me, but hey.
It's great though. Even.
Like, yeah, it
So you're
is.
saying?
But it's just so annoying that you go into a week and you think you know what's going to play out, and then stuff like this happens, and you're just completely wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about this week quickly, boys. This is going to be an absolute massive. Speaking of brothers, up there against the Bull Sharks. TC, any chance?
What's that? I've seen the Brothers.
No, you're playing.
Oh,
Can't comment.
not sure yet.
Too soon.
Not sure. Too soon.
He's like D-Mac. He's 50-50.
yeah.
My name could be on the team sheet. My name could be on the team sheet Friday, but
Yeah.
it's not looking likely. But we'll see how we go.
Okay. How's tonight?
Very good session. Very good session. Obviously, energy's high, and I guess the sort of effort's a bit higher when you come off a win compared to a loss.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a bit more smiles going around and a bit more chee-hoos and whatnot. So it's good to sort of have a session after a win, but we've obviously got to ground ourselves too.
Yeah.
We can't celebrate that one win and think that our job's done. We've got to.
You know what's coming.
I don't think personally I've ever won up at Brothers in the 5-6 seasons I've been in the club. I can't remember the last time first grade.
I think I ever did in 10
Yeah.
years playing.
I don't know the last time first grade won at Brothers.
I should be able to tell you that. It was like 2018 or something.
Yeah, and so it's almost been 10 years. So I think that's something for us that we've got to understand, that it's not an easy job to do. It's a long travel. They're a quality team. They've got good depth. So we're going to have to sort of front up across the board. They've got threats everywhere. They play a good style of rugby. I won't give away too much of what we're obviously looking to do, but we've just got to sort of do our role and do our role well and just keep grinding, because they can come back at any point. We can be up 28-0 and they'll come back. But I think they'll have the same sort of mindset against us. After sort of last year's battle, they got up 31-7 and we almost come back and stole it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot to play for,
Okay.
but looking forward to it.
How far away are you? How are you tracking on the injury front?
Still.
Still a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll through quickly some picks, boys, on this one. Sunnybank West.
West.
Sunnybank.
Okay.
I reckon West
No,
finally
West,
get back in the
West.
winner's circle.
North's GPS.
Tough one.
Yeah.
Is it North's at home too? That'd be a big crowd, you think?
Who do we need to win?
I think I feel like it's very similar.
Not much. North.
Jeeps. Who's at home?
North.
But I think they're still without to Kelly's out.
Yeah, I think I'll go
And
Jeeps.
Ollie Harris is... Oh, no, he might be back. But,
I'll go Jeeps, yeah.
and then South East.
East.
I reckon South's on a bounce back after a loss.
Yeah, I think Souths are really disappointed
Yeah.
how they played on
That's-
the weekend.
That's South. Too. So anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. That'll be a tight one.
Very
That'll be
good.
good. That'll be a good game
It's
to
actually a
watch.
good round of footy. All games are pretty
Yeah.
tightly contested.
Yeah.
All that, boys. That's all I've got. Yeah, good show. Quick show. Thanks for staying late after training. Got it done.
It's all right.
Any final thoughts, TC?
Burn this. Burn.
Burn
it, yeah,
down,
fucking
bro.
oath.
You know what
burn.
Colin said to me about it? He goes, Tyler, I get it, mate. Ban the sternum law. He was off it. You saying it every time.
Yeah, I have to say it because it's not working yet.
You got... one of the boys got done 2 weeks ago. A few times. It might have been you.
I got done
Yeah.
like 3 times.
Why is this guy ironic?
Yeah.
No, but like it happened sometimes. Like yes, genuinely a high tackle, but a lot of times it's like a big collision's made or someone's falling and it's a penalty, and you're just like, I do it both ways.
Yeah.
I hate when we carry in someone and it's like a good hit and the ref blows it and you're like, yeah, we got a penalty, but you're also like, this law is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It just sort of seems to add more penalties to the game is my thought around it.
I think you're right. Any final thoughts, Geordie Linac?
Watch any WWE this week, Jordy?
Is there anything on?
No, I haven't.
The Raw, mate. Was on
it?
today.
I don't know.
I've been in a pretzel all week. It's been playing catch
You
up.
look like a
Yeah.
fucking pretzel.
To be fair, good show tonight considering we did what we did this weekend. Covered a lot.
Yeah, I feel I'm still like a pretty empty.
I'm
inside.
so dusty.
Yeah.
And it's a Tuesday
You're
night.
telling me. You're telling me. Man.
Parent-teacher interviews went well, though.
Yeah, good.
Really pulled
Professional.
myself together.
Yeah, one of one you are.
I don't believe that at all.
Okay.
No, I've got nothing.
Happy.
Yeah.
Good. Alrighty, thank you very much once again for listening, viewing, subscribing. We'll see you to do it all again next week.